It's not a weakness, it's called having a nose and basic survival instincts. She doesn't respond. Of course, she doesn't. She's already walking ahead, perfect posture, unreadable expression. MC follows, adjusting his collar. The alien dignitaries seated at the negotiation table are already fidgeting, adjusting their robes. One of them wipes his forehead with something that looks like a tentacle, but let's not dwell on that. MC notices the discomfort. Smirks. See? Look at them. Intimidated. That's the power of human presence. The sheer force of my negotiation skills already working. His stepsister doesn't even glance at him. That is not intimidation. That is biochemical response. My mating season began this cycle. They are reacting accordingly. MC freezes. Come again? His stepsister turns, finally looking at him, face entirely neutral. My species enters a state of hyperlogical focus during mating season. It increases efficiency in negotiations. Unfortunately, it also releases pheromones that affect less developed species. MC stares. You didn't think this was relevant information before we walked in here? You are immune, so it is irrelevant. He looks back at the aliens. One is visibly trembling. Another is clutching the edge of the table, pupils blown wide. The biggest one, probably some kind of warlord, has started breathing heavily through what MC assumes is a mouth. Oh. MC clears his throat. Right. Okay. This is fine. Totally fine. We'll just push through. Alarm klaxon blares. A red light floods the chamber. The ship lurches. A calm, automated voice echoes. Emergency protocol engaged. System lockdown initiated. Please remain in your designated safety zones. A metallic hiss. Panels slam down over exits. The negotiation room seals shut. MC turns slowly. What did you do? His stepsister is already moving, fingers flying over the control panel. The doors don't budge. This is an error. The ship AI must have misread my pheromonal output as a biohazard event. MC throws his hands up. Oh, wonderful. Your body just tripped the emergency lockdown system. No big deal. A robotic chime. Evacuation in progress. Occupants will be transported to a secure location for quarantine. The floor beneath them drops. MC barely has time to shout before they're sucked into the evacuation tube and deposited directly into a cramped storage closet. The room feels like it's closing in. MC wipes the sweat from his brow, but it doesn't help. His shirt's already sticking to his back. He glances over at his stepsister, who's sitting cross-legged on the floor, fingers tapping rhythmically on her datapad. Completely unbothered. You're fine, right? He asks, a desperate edge creeping into his voice. Yes, I am perfectly capable of managing this situation. She doesn't even look up. I'm dying in here. His breath hitches as he wipes his forehead again. The air feels like it's thick with heat, or maybe it's the pheromones, but he's starting to wonder if he's actually suffocating. The air is not thick. It's simply your body's response to stress. You seem emotionally compromised. MC slumps against the wall, eyes closed. Yeah, well, guess what? Your pheromones are killing me here. It's like being trapped in a sauna with no towel. Stepsister finally glances at him. I cannot control the pheromones, but I can control the situation. She stands up, scanning the small space, and begins to input commands on her datapad. What's the plan? MC asks, trying to focus through the fog in his brain. I will simulate an environmental change to correct the imbalance. It should de-escalate the situation. Please don't tell me you're going to do whatever it is you did last time with the air ducts. She doesn't answer him, just continues tapping on her device. Meanwhile, MC's eyes are darting around the closet. It's tiny, cramped, and everything about this situation feels wrong in all kinds of ways. He feels like his chest is about to explode. Maybe from the heat. Or maybe just from the sheer absurdity of being trapped here with his stepsister. The AI announces over the comms again, robotic and monotone, emergency lockdown procedure is now at 80%. Please remain calm. MC groans. Calm? It's hard to stay calm when I feel like I'm losing my mind in here. You are overreacting. We have no time for hysteria. Focus. MC blinks, a little stunned by her ice-cold logic. Okay, I'm freaking out, and you're, what? Not even fazed? I am in a state of hyperlogical analysis, unaffected by emotional turbulence. You're also not sweating buckets. I swear, if I don't get out of here soon, I might just pass out from whatever is going on. Stepsister looks at him and raises an eyebrow, as though considering him for the first time. You are experiencing a common response to pheromone exposure. I suggest controlling your breathing and remaining still. You think I can just remain still with the air this thick? He gestures to the closet. I can barely breathe. Stepsister's brow furrows. She stands up, completely calm, and walks over to the vent in the corner. She starts typing on her datapad again. What are you doing now? Stimulating the ventilation system to adjust the environmental pressure. This will help to balance the pheromone imbalance. Right. You're going to stimulate the air vents, he blinks. What, you mean, like, some kind of air foreplay? Her eyes flick to him for half a second. It is a logical adjustment, not an act of foreplay. MC snickers despite himself, but the laughter turns into a cough. Stepsister continues her work, tapping rapidly, while the air vents hum. The temperature inside the small space drops just a degree, but for MC, it feels like a small victory. It's getting better. I think. Stepsister looks satisfied with herself. It will take a few moments. We should be able to escape soon. MC, leaning against the wall, doesn't look as confident. He gulps down some air, trying to ignore the faint but steady wave of something emanating from his stepsister. It feels like he's stuck in a pressure cooker. But he can't focus on that now. There's more pressing business. The ship's AI responds again, alert, pheromone levels remain unbalanced. Lockdown procedures cannot be lifted. Damn it. MC curses under his breath, his patience running out. Stepsister's voice is calm as always. We will be fine. We simply need to adjust to the current conditions. A low hum fills the air as the AI misinterprets the pheromone output. The lockdown activates further. Did you just make it worse? MC stares at her. No, I made the environmental adjustments. The ship AI, however, misinterprets the situation. From outside the closet, alien voices begin to grow louder, garbled at first, then more distinct. What are they doing in there? One alien asks. Are they? Another voice cuts off. One more voice shouts, they can't be serious. Is this how humans negotiate? MC's eyes widen. Wait. They think we're... Stepsister nods. They believe we are preparing for a mating ritual. It's an unfortunate misunderstanding. Unfortunate? That's an understatement. He presses his hand against the wall, as if trying to make it all go away. We need to fix this, now. A loud thud on the door echoes, and MC freezes. You're not supposed to hear that, one of the aliens mutters just outside. I think it's better to just let them finish. It's too late to intervene. MC glares at the door, mortified. This isn't how we negotiate. Stepsister crosses her arms. Clearly, they have a different view of human methods. MC's head is pounding. His body feels like it's a furnace, and the sweat pouring down his face is starting to feel like a living thing, crawling down his neck and into his shirt. He's trying to keep his composure, but every minute that ticks by only makes things worse. Stepsister, however, is completely unaffected, her gaze laser-focused on her datapad. You're fine, right? MC asks again, desperation creeping into his voice. I am perfectly fine. She doesn't even look up. You've got to be kidding me. I'm about to lose it in here, and he's cut off by the loud chime of the ship's AI. Alert, lockdown is now complete. Please comply with ritual completion to proceed. MC furrows his brow. Ritual? What the hell does that even mean? Stepsister taps on her datapad, unfazed. It means we must complete the negotiation ritual to proceed. This is standard diplomatic procedure. MC shakes his head. This is a negotiation, not some weird mating dance. What is the AI even thinking? Stepsister continues typing, as though she's completely immune to the situation unfolding around her. The AI has misinterpreted the pheromone levels. It believes we are engaged in a ritual. Therefore, we must complete it to release the lockdown. Wait, what? You want to play along with this? She looks at him for the first time, raising a single eyebrow. We have no other option. The AI will only respond to the ritual's completion. This is ridiculous. MC slams his fist against the wall. His frustration is growing, but it only makes him more aware of the situation. His body is already at its limit. I can't go on like this. If I go any longer, I might pass out. His stepsister doesn't flinch. I'm sorry, but this is a logical problem. If we do not complete the negotiation, the lockdown will persist, and the consequences will be severe. MC lets out an exasperated laugh. Oh, don't worry, I get it. But completing the negotiation sounds a lot like mating, and I'm not about to. He pauses as he hears voices from outside the door. One of the alien dignitaries, a particularly large and imposing figure, is speaking. We cannot allow this. If they are in the middle of a human mating ritual, we must intervene. It could escalate rapidly. Another voice, more nervous, responds, but they haven't even started the proper display. Perhaps they are waiting for the right moment? MC's face burns. Display? What display? Stepsister turns back to her datapad, typing furiously. We don't have time to argue. We must formalize our negotiation terms to satisfy the AI. MC's blood pressure spikes as he stares at her, frustration boiling over. I'm not about to play your negotiation ritual game. I'll die in here before I. But he stops as his stepsister suddenly rises. She straightens her back and looks directly at him. If you cannot control yourself, I suggest you remain silent and allow me to proceed with the logical argument. MC stares, his mind racing, trying to comprehend what's happening. You're actually going to. Stepsister clears her throat. We are prepared to enter into formal debate. The terms are as follows. She starts reciting the terms, her voice calm and controlled. But to MC, it sounds more like a diplomatic lecture. A strange feeling churns in his stomach. His mind flashes to the absurdity of it all, the alien dignitaries outside, the pheromones still thick in the air, the fact that his own body is practically on fire, and now his stepsister is literally trying to argue with him to escape the closet. Meanwhile, outside the closet, the dignitaries are growing more frantic. One of them, clearly uncomfortable, blurts out, "This is not how human rituals are supposed to proceed, is it?" Another responds, "We might need to intervene." But what if they are simply negotiating their terms through this intense argument? What do you mean argument? One alien stammers. Should we wait? Maybe they are building up to it. MC shakes his head, eyes wide. They think we're preparing for mating. His stepsister finishes for him, not missing a beat. Which is ridiculous. I'm merely ensuring the correct steps are followed. This is what must be done. Her cold, logical approach is making it worse. He can already hear the aliens whispering outside, and it's clear they think he's just as involved in this bizarre ritual as she is. No, he mutters under his breath. No way. No way are we going to. He's interrupted by a sudden loud bang against the closet door, followed by hushed voices. Should we knock? I mean, it's clear there. MC grips his hair in frustration. We're not doing anything. We're negotiating. This is a diplomatic negotiation. He glances at his stepsister. She's still in full debate mode, completely oblivious to how bad this has gotten. I'm trying to help, but you keep making it harder. We need to stop this before they think we're actually. But his voice cracks under the weight of it all. The ship's AI chimes in again. Alert, ritual completion is now 90%. Please proceed to finalize the agreement to conclude the lockdown. MC looks around, unsure whether to laugh or cry. There's no way out. He's completely trapped in this insane misunderstanding. MC can feel the sweat clinging to his skin, his thoughts a chaotic mess as the air in the closet seems to grow thicker by the second. His stepsister is still coldly focused on her datapad, entirely unbothered by the intense pressure building around them. Meanwhile, outside the closet, things have taken a bizarre turn. The alien dignitaries have reached a consensus. After much heated debate, one of them finally announces, "If human negotiations require this intensity, then we will mirror their approach. We will adapt to their unique methods of diplomatic engagement." MC stares in disbelief, his already frazzled mind trying to grasp what's going on. The dignitaries start stripping off their unnecessary outer clothing, much to MC's horror. He doesn't know whether to scream or laugh. Either way, the situation is spiraling out of control. Stepsister, of course, remains unfazed, calmly adjusting her stance as though the entire ship isn't about to combust from the absurdity of the moment. "I'll take matters into my own hands," MC mutters, eyeing the shelves of cleaning supplies stacked nearby. He grabs the first bottle he can find, hoping against hope that it'll do something to fix this. He douses himself in the liquid, instantly regretting it as the pungent smell of cleaning solvent hits his nose. But if there's one thing he knows, it's that this has to work, anything to neutralize the pheromones before they burn the entire ship down. As he finishes soaking himself in the chemical mixture, a loud beep echoes from the door. The ship's AI announces, "Alert, lockdown disengaged. Pheromone levels normalized. Access granted." The door slides open, and MC stumbles out, panting like he just ran a marathon. His clothes are soaked, his body dripping with cleaning solvent, and he feels like he's been put through a wringer. He's met with the sight of half-dressed alien dignitaries standing just outside, their clothing haphazardly tossed aside in a misguided attempt to mirror his own apparent level of engagement. The aliens stand there, clearly waiting for something. They exchange nervous glances, some of them even posturing, expecting a display of dominance. To them, this is some sort of human ritual. Meanwhile, MC is standing there, wet and panting like a dog, still trying to make sense of this insane situation. He can't even think straight, the heat from earlier still making his head spin. "What the hell?" he mutters to himself, blinking in confusion. His stepsister, who has been completely unaffected by the chaos around her, steps forward with perfect composure, taking charge of the situation as though it's just another day in the life of a diplomat. "The ritual has been completed," she says coldly, scanning the room with a detached air. "Your response is noted. You are now prepared to proceed with formal negotiation." The dignitaries, now thoroughly convinced that they've just witnessed the ultimate human dominance display, immediately drop to their knees. They bow in reverence, their eyes wide with awe. One of them, with a quiver in his voice, stammers, We submit to you, human diplomats. Your power is unrivaled. We have witnessed the full extent of your abilities." MC can barely process the words. "Wait, what? What just happened?" His stepsister turns to him, her face still the picture of calm. "It seems they've misunderstood the situation. They believe you've performed an ultimate display of human strength and dominance. They are now prepared to submit." "Submit?" MC says in disbelief. No. This isn't what happened. I just sprayed myself with cleaning solvent. I didn't." But his words fall on deaf ears. The aliens continue their reverent bowing, believing they've just been part of some great ritual. One of the dignitaries even goes so far as to ask, "Is this how humans always negotiate? So, physical?" MC can't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all, though it's tinged with a mixture of exhaustion and disbelief. Physical? You think I just did that? Stepsister, never one to break from her logic-driven demeanor, steps forward, addressing the aliens with the same businesslike tone she's used throughout the entire ordeal. Indeed, this is the standard procedure for human negotiations. If you wish to continue with talks, you must follow the same protocols. This was simply an introductory display. The aliens, now fully convinced, nod vigorously. Of course, of course. We understand completely. We shall adopt this method for all future negotiations with humans. It is clear that human strength must be respected in all matters of diplomacy. MC's mind is spinning. Strength? What strength? I'm just trying to survive in this damn closet. Stepsister, in her infinite calmness, seals the deal, ensuring that the aliens will take human-style rituals seriously in all future diplomatic matters. The alien dignitaries, still misunderstanding everything, leave the room in peace, ready to sign treaties under the false belief that this was some form of human tradition. As the door closes behind them, MC finally lets out a long, exhausted sigh. He turns to his stepsister. I can't believe that worked. This is insane. She looks at him with the same detached expression she's maintained throughout. It was a logical solution to an illogical problem. I'm pleased with the outcome. MC raises an eyebrow. Logical? You mean you're okay with all of that? She pauses for a moment, then nods. It was an efficient resolution. We avoided a diplomatic disaster. MC, still dripping wet from the cleaning solvent, can't help but shake his head in disbelief. Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it. But next time, let's skip the pheromone display, all right? Stepsister gives a small nod. Agreed. I'll ensure that future negotiations are conducted with more clarity. As they exit the room, MC looks back at the closed door, still trying to process what just happened. Well, at least we didn't start an intergalactic war. Stepsister's voice rings out in the silence, that is correct. A diplomatic victory, indeed. And just like that, the absurdity of the situation is sealed with a final, cold, and professional statement as the two step-siblings walk away, leaving the aliens to think they've just witnessed the most important human diplomatic ritual of all time.